True creepy gas station horror stories. On a late-night drive through Texas, I found myself needing gas and a caffeine boost to stay awake. Pulling into a desolate gas station, I encountered an unsettling character. The gas station had only a few people, including the cashier and another man who seemed off. This guy approached me while I was getting coffee, trying to strike up a conversation. His awkward comments made me uncomfortable, and I wanted to be left alone. The man persisted and followed me to the cashier, where I paid for gas and coffee. Frustrated by his intrusion, I left the shop without engaging further. As I pumped gas, the man's footsteps approached from the other side of the pump. Creepily, he just stood there, watching me, with no car to refuel. His unsettling questions about my being alone raised alarm bells. In response, I mentioned having a boyfriend in the car and discreetly armed myself with pepper spray. The man's behavior escalated, and he edged around the gas pump towards me. I pointed the pepper spray at him, and he retreated, claiming he was just making conversation. With the gas tank full, I had to retrieve change from the shop. The man was now between me and the entrance, forcing me to make a choice. Armed with the pepper spray, I gathered my change and eyed the parking lot. The man had disappeared, which made me feel even more uneasy. Desperate for help, I approached a man who pulled into the gas station in a pickup truck. He checked behind my car and warned off the lurking man. It was clear that the creepy man had been waiting to ambush me, and his hasty retreat validated my concerns. Leaving the gas station quickly, I continued my journey, disturbed by the encounter. The chilling realization that someone had been waiting to attack me after unlocking my car doors stayed with me as I drove on, grateful to have escaped that eerie gas station unharmed. As I drove away from the gas station, a sense of unease settled in my stomach like a lead weight. The encounter had left me shaken, and the darkness outside seemed to close in around me, amplifying my anxiety. The road stretched ahead like a never-ending tunnel, and I couldn't shake the feeling that I was being watched. I turned up the volume on the radio, hoping that the familiar voices and music would distract me from my unsettling thoughts. But as the miles passed, a sense of dread grew stronger, gnawing at the edges of my consciousness. The radio seemed to crackle and distort, the voices turning into eerie whispers that sent shivers down my spine. Suddenly, I noticed a pair of headlights behind me, casting long, distorted shadows on the road. My heart raced as I realized that the pickup truck from the gas station was following me. Panic welled up inside me, and I pressed down on the gas pedal, my pulse pounding in my ears. No matter how fast I went, the truck remained right behind me, its headlights glaring in my rearview mirror like accusing eyes. I could feel its presence looming, a malevolent force that was determined to catch up with me. My mind raced, conjuring up all sorts of horrifying scenarios as I desperately tried to shake off my pursuer. The road seemed to stretch on forever, the landscape around me transforming into a nightmarish tableau of twisted trees and shadowy figures. Every glimpse in my side mirrors made my heart skip a beat, fearing that the man from the gas station would suddenly materialize beside me. My gas tank began to dwindle, and I realized that I would need to stop again soon. But the idea of pulling into another desolate gas station sent waves of terror through me. The memory of the man's unnerving comments and his relentless pursuit was enough to make me consider driving until I ran out of gas. As the darkness outside seemed to grow deeper and more oppressive, I spotted a faint glimmer of light up ahead. Relief washed over me as I approached a brightly lit rest stop, and I pulled in, my hands trembling on the steering wheel. The pickup truck had vanished, leaving me alone in the cold, fluorescent glow of the rest area. I stumbled out of the car, my legs weak from the fear that had gripped me. Inside the rest stop, the overhead lights buzzed ominously, casting eerie shadows on the tiled floor. I couldn't shake the feeling that I was being watched, that the man from the gas station was lurking nearby, waiting for the right moment to strike. I hurriedly used the restroom, avoiding the mirrors that seemed to hold a sinister presence. As I washed my hands, I caught a glimpse of movement behind me in the reflection. My heart raced as I turned around, but there was no one there. Feeling a sense of urgency, I practically ran back to my car and locked the doors. The road called to me, promising safety and escape from this nightmare. I pulled back onto the highway, the rest stopped fading behind me, but the memory of that chilling encounter stayed with me, a constant reminder that the darkness can hide unimaginable horrors. The road ahead was long and uncertain, and as I drove deeper into the night, the shadows seemed to whisper secrets that sent shivers down my spine. The man from the gas station might be gone for now, but the terror he instilled in me would linger forever, a haunting reminder that the darkness holds more than just the absence of light. It holds the unknown horrors that can consume us when we least expect it.